You know how the weather is in Indianapolis right now? Fucking great. Stephon Gilmore, officially an Indianapolis Colt. And I know Jesus came out of a cave in a couple days from now. All right, I understand that. But Stephon Gilmore arriving in a 757 yesterday that Jim Irsay sent to pick him up, we knew there was no way he was getting out of that building without signing a deal with the Indianapolis Colts. Jim Irsay's a fucking closer. And although the Colts have been very quiet and very slow and monotonous and patient through this entire free agency period, because we do have some holes on our particular roster that is about ready to go on a Super Bowl run in a very difficult AFC. Getting a lockdown corner who, by all accounts of people that watch his film, say he still got it, signing him to a 2-year, $23 million deal with $14 million guaranteed. How you doing? Keep it moving. Welcome to Indianapolis, Gilly Lock.
Hey.
Josina Anderson was on this first. I believe Gilly texted her and let her know that he is officially signing with the Colts. I'd like to know the questions that were asked and why it took a day and a half, Gilly. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the hell out of everything, or maybe they're just taking it slow like they have all free agency period. But this makes our team immediately better. You can plug and place, and that defense is stacked. Because not only do you have DeForest Buckner down on the defensive line, who's an all-pro, Darius Leonard, who's an all-pro, Kenny Moore, who's an all-pro, who's up. His contract, I believe, is up in 2023, I think.
Soon.
I think it's up soon. He put out a big eye. So he's Pro Bowler, all-pro. You got nothing. Julian Blackmon coming back off of injury, absolute stud. And then on the Yannick Ngakoue just got traded for on the other side. Kwity Paye was a rookie last year. That team is ready to go, it feels like, defensively. Offensively, we just don't have any weapons.
Yeah.
So I assume all eyes on the draft for weapons, and even though Jarvis Landry's out there, welcome to Indy, Gilly Lock. You make us better. I'm excited about it. Sorry about it, Patriots. You guys are fucking dead.
I'm not worried about that. I mean, you guys have to worry about the Titans, but I mean, this is the perfect answer for, Bob Woods and A.J. Brown on that side of the ball. So, I mean, this is a great trade for the Colts. This is probably the best team Matt Ryan's ever had. Signing, excuse me. Yeah, I still think he's on New England, but whatever. But seriously, this is probably Matt Ryan's best team. Like, although you lack a few weapons, best running back he's ever had, best O-line he's ever had, but like, if he can just, game manage, which gets buried, but in a good way, like if he can just game manage every game and just let the defense kind of lock it down, they'll be fine.
Complete some balls, hand the ball off, manage the game. Yeah. Let's not sprain both of our ankles on one play.
Nope.
Let's not throw a left-handed fadeaway pick six in the end zone.
Right. It's a division rival.
There's things like that if he gets in there and does well, Matt Ryan's got to be pumped about this.
Yeah.
And there's an entire list. It was a tweet of all the things that the Colts have done via Zach Kiefer, who writes for The Athletic, I think, formerly of Indy Star. Good writer. Good guy. Trade for quarterback Matt Ryan. How you doing? Keep it moving. Yannick Ngakoue. We lose Rocky Sin, though. They're bringing back in Mo Alley Cox, college basketball player, absolute monster of a man. Tight end. I think Matt Ryan will enjoy him. Zaire Franklin, Tyquan Lewis, Matt Pryor, Brandon Fasson.
Oh, it's French?
Fasson. I think it's Fasson. Signed him, though.
Yep.
Got him.
Good sign.
He's a fucking good player.
Yeah.
Rodney McLeod out of the Eagles, Armani Watts, Brandon King, and Stephon Gilmore. A lot of moves getting made. Haven't really addressed the glaring issue of weapons on the offense that has been there for 2 years, but I like the fact that we're getting better. Stephon Gilmore is an Indianapolis Colt, AJ Hawk. Let's go, dude. We talked to Darius Butler yesterday about it. Darius said that in a modern defense, you need about 6 members of the secondary that are good, because you're going to have to double a couple people, and then that's going to leave some people on some very talented wide receivers, in which there seems to be a plethora of them coming in every single draft class at this point. We signed Stephon Gilmore. We get Julian Blackmon back. We have Kenny Moore there. It feels like, we let Rocky Sin end up going to the Raiders. We get Yannick Ngakoue on the other side, DeForest Buckner, Darius Leonard. This is, let's go Colts. We're making plays. And Connor brought this point up earlier. This is the best roster Matt Ryan has ever had in his entire career.
Is it really top to bottom, you think?
Has to be.
Yeah. I mean, they have a ton of talent. I think what D-Butt is saying is so true. Now, for DBs to be successful, you have to find a way to get a decent pass rush too. That's why Ngakoue is a great addition. I think he's speedy around the edge. I think he can definitely have a good year for him. But you have to have, maybe more than 6 good DBs. You have to have at least 6 that you trust at all times, because DBs, we know with how offenses are too, they may have 3, 4, 5 receivers at a time come out there, and the next play they'll have 1 receiver. Like, they can just change things up, but everything is so, like, there's so much communication in the back end and so much film study where you have to know and be speaking pre-snap. The safety's got to be alerting the inside guys, hey, this is with this split and where they're out in the field, like, these are the 2 little routes they like. Like, you got to know what's going on. And if you don't have those guys that are like a whole, almost like an O-line. You know, an O-line, when they play together,
on a string.
They operate as one. That's the same thing with DBs, but a lot more ground to cover.
Well, in Gilly Lock, the Darius Butler said yesterday, incredibly intelligent corner. Like, defensive player of the year a couple years ago.
Any great one is. Any great one has to be very, very smart.
Have to know exactly what's going on at all times. Know when they can bite, know when they can't, know when they can make a play. I'm thankful he's here. We chatted about Darrelle Revis yesterday, too. He was talking about how that dude just reset the market. I think he said Deion Sanders was the best corner of all time, just because it changed the game completely. I wish I would have been more alive when Deion Sanders was doing his thing. Honestly, I wish I was.
Yeah, I saw a decent amount of Deion, I think. Maybe later in his career I saw more of it. I remember a lot of Deion because he was a Cincinnati Red. Like, this is sweet. Deion's on the Reds.
That's what I'm saying. I've only seen highlights. Him at the Braves, right? And he played in the World Series the same week as a game or whatever. And he wasn't just on the Braves. Like, he was a fucking guy.
He
was like a guy on the Braves.
That's so, like, when you really think about it, like, how awesome is that? That'd be so sweet to play Major League Baseball and NFL football.
Bro, greatest athlete of all time. I always, I hold Deion Sanders in very high regards, no matter what he says. Like, he can go talk shit. You know, if you ball, you get the call. When he was doing that entire thing, there was a couple conversations that happened that I saw some people on the internet like, Deion really talking blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. Like, he's one of the only humans on earth that can say whatever the fuck he wants, because he was able to beat what? He was able to accomplish something that 0.000000001% of people in the history of athleticism have ever been able to do at a very high level. It's like when it comes to athletics, I think that guy is able to just do whatever he wants. But that corner position is where, like, the best athletes on the field are, they always say. You know, hey, they got to shadow the fastest people. They got to be smarter, and they have to have mental toughness, just be able to forget getting dunked on, because that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
It's going to happen in moments where it is very apparent, hey, this is on you. It's one-on-one. You may have shut this dude down all game, and they had a big 4th down they needed, and the dude somehow made a one-handed crazy catch over top of you, and it's all on you. And you just shut this guy down for 59 minutes.
Well, that's what he said. He said, let's say there's 60 plays, and you are 57 good, but then 3 of them you get dunked on.
You're out of the league.
You're fired. You just had a 57, what is that, a 99% hit rate or whatever? And then you just give up 3 plays, bum, 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 and it's over. And once you give up 1, by the way, they start seeing like, okay, is this the leaky valve right here? Is this where we are headed towards? And they're going to come at you again, and you got to correct it so quick. The corner position is such a fascinating one when it comes to, like, the mentality and what you have to be able to accomplish. And, you know, they're actual Ferraris too. Like, they have to feel, and I think this is what Darius Butler is so strong about with Baker Mayfield not playing. Like, corners have to be above like 90%, 95%, because they have to keep up with guys that are 100% running 4.4s, 4.3s. You can get exposed quickly if you have, you know, a little dinged up ankle that's kind of hobbling you a little bit, or a hamstring that's a little bit tight. You can get exposed quickly at that position as opposed to other ones. I think that's why Darius is so strong on the fact, like, if you are hurt, do not play, because that film is going to be seen and you are going to be judged off of that film. And I think that's because the corner position is one where you can get fucking, how you doing, keep it moving real quick, AJ.